Hello friends and welcome back. This is Jennifer McGuire. Today I am sharing with you 5 ideas for using heat embossing on your die cuts. Now these are pretty basic techniques, but sometimes I forget about all the different looks you can get when you add heat embossing to your die cut shapes. I have lots of examples for you using a mix of products from many of my favorite companies, and I hope that this shows you that you can use the products you have for all of these techniques. There are 2 reasons I decided to do this video. First of all, embossing powders are pretty inexpensive and last for a long time, and there are lots of cool new varieties out. The other reason I decided to do it is you can give your die cuts a completely different look by adding the embossing. So let's go ahead and get started with my first idea. This is to create faux dipped die cuts. It looks like you dipped the die cuts in some sparkling paint. It's a great way to add just a touch of interest. For this card and many others in this video, I'm using the Spellbinders Small Die of the Month set. The set includes all of these dies for an incredibly low price. You'll have to check it out. And it is a limited time thing. They have a new die set every month. There's a small set and a large set. This is the small. And I think it's like $12.50, includes US shipping. I went ahead and die cut some of the shapes from the 3 colors of cardstock that you see at the top. Those 2 basil colors are new to me and they're just gorgeous. I glued the blue and the green layers together, but just on the inside tip at the point of the die cuts. And I will then add this pool die cut later on, but first we want to create that dipped look. So I'm going to take all of those pool die cuts and I'll press the corner of my Versamark ink pad onto the die cut. You could press the side of the ink pad, but I thought the corner worked well for the shape die cut I'm using here. I just press it down, very easy and quick, and then we can add our embossing powder. Versamark ink is a clear, sticky ink that is perfect for embossing. I decided to add Wow Sparkle embossing powder in silver. I've used this many times in videos. There's also a gold, but the silver is the one I reach for the most. This has silver glitter in it that gives it extra sparkle. After I added the embossing powder, I'm just heating it up with my Hero Arts heat gun, which is by far the best heat gun that I've ever used. And we can go ahead and add these to our layered die cuts. As I mentioned, I'm only putting adhesive at that inside point, so the outer edges of the die cut aren't adhered together, so I can kind of fluff them up to give them dimension. Okay, next I wanted to create the piece that has the sentiment. I could have heat embossed the sentiment with the same sparkly embossing powder for a perfect match, but I wanted something a little more subtle, but still with shine. So I decided to use my Spellbinders Glimmer Hot Foil system. I've used this tool before in a video and shown all the details about it, and I'll link to that here and below if you're interested in watching. For today, I'm just going to do some foiled sentiments on some of my cards. To do so, you need Spellbinders hot foil plates, or you can use dies. I'm using the Everyday Sentiments 2 foil plates today. These are some great sentiments, and it includes a die if you wanted to cut it into a banner. All you do is you take your sentiment foil plate and you put it onto your glimmer machine after you've allowed it to warm up. After that, you take a piece of the glimmer foil from Spellbinders and you lay it face down onto our die, and then you put your cardstock on top of that. Next, you'll take the 2 plates that are included with the machine and put them on top carefully, not letting your paper move. Then we're going to press that button that you see on the machine. That button is a little timer, and when the light goes solid, you know you're done. It takes about a minute. Once that light is solid, you take all of the plates together out of your machine